So today we got contract rollover. We got OPEX this week. We got quad witching. And then if we look at the news for this week, nothing tomorrow. We have PPI on Wednesday, followed by the FOMC press conference. So FOMC this week. And then we have nothing on Thursday. Oh, unemployment claims on Thursday. Friday, no news. So, Friday, no news. Quad witching. If I had to guess, this week isn't going to be very good. Didn't trade this morning at all. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? No, yes, no. Okay, let me see if I can fix this then. Hello? Is that any better? All right. So, today, I'm probably not going to trade at all because I found that some of my worst weeks are during the contract rollover week, during the period of time where the contracts are skewed, meaning like we have some volume on NQM, some volume on NQH, and then quad witching at the end of the week is always terrible, especially for PM. So, gonna treat today, most likely tomorrow, and Friday as a no trade day. Wednesday I will trade, Thursday I will trade. But that's just for my own personal data. If you want to trade and you see a setup that you think looks good, keep trading. How do we know when these things happen? Well, I don't know if you noticed on TradeVate this morning, but you should have gotten the like notification that popped up that said like roll these contracts forward, right? So that's like the first key. The second key is knowing that like usually the third week of the month that we end the contract on is the week that will roll over. So in the future, that would look something like the June. In June, that third week will roll over to NQU from NQM. Okay. And then in September, we'll roll that third week to NQZ. We'll do it all again. Okay. How long am I trading NQH? Today will be the last day I trade NQH. Tomorrow, I'm pretty sure we'll roll. Today, I mean, we might have already rolled, to be honest, because Trade usually doesn't mess these things up, and they're saying to roll today. But definitely tomorrow we'll roll. If you're trading NQ1, that's the continuous contract and doesn't expire, so it will roll for you. Was the 5 minute short any good today? Which 5 minute? This one up here? Wait, what am I looking at? Well, that's the 2 minute. Okay, yeah, I see you corrected. Honestly, because we failed to hit previous day high and we didn't really have amazing delivery. I mean, I guess we had delivery from this last gap in the like here. But that's like about it. Did we even sweep this high? No, we made like relative equal highs. So no, honestly, no. I think it's just like a pattern play, to be honest. It's like not even like a typical reversal time either. What's the draw for PM? I don't think there is a draw. I think we're just going to chop today. This draw sucks because it's high resistant. This draw up here, maybe. Like, I want buy side. So if we got like a good close over this 5 minute, maybe, we would run that. But yeah, honestly, I don't really like anything here. I haven't liked anything today at all. Did I take anything this morning? No. No, I didn't take anything this morning. 30 seconds short at 10:37. Yeah, same thing. I don't like any shorts here. This is too deep in discount. The only thing that I actually would have taken maybe is like this long here, but that's about it. How do I not take anything? What do you mean? I just didn't take anything. I didn't like the price conditions today. I think this is good because it's like AMD, but I'd already tuned out of the market at this point. Like when we didn't get the reversal and price was looking like this, I just didn't care. Sometimes like Shadka, like it's both discipline and it's like also experience, right? Because I know from like my own data that I've collected that I don't do well usually on contract rollover week, especially on the No News Monday and the Quad Witching Friday. And so I was already wary about coming into today. And then when I saw that we expanded overnight, we were chopping into open. And then after open, we were still chopping. I just didn't want anything to do with the market today. 5 minute long during lunch. Yeah, I don't trade during lunch, so probably not. Yeah, no. Also, we failed to take the low there. I mean, I guess we had the SMT, but I don't know. It's okay. What up, Sohan? So I don't plan on taking anything? No, not today. I'm just going to be upfront and honest about it. I don't think today is going to be a very good trading day. All right, what up, Victor? Yeah, that pre-market loss isn't good. It's too high in premium. Take a long. So today's cooked? Yeah, probably. I took a pattern trade for 1-to-1, not gonna lie, it worked. 948. All right, let's see. The short, okay. I don't like it. Wait, oh, yeah, that's a second high there. Oh, it's actually okay. If there's like 15-minute bearish gap to the left there, it's not terrible. There's not. Nah, there's no delivery, so nah, I don't like it. If we swept the low there, it's okay. This 30-second long here. Also, what do you mean we were coming into a 15-minute? There's no 15-minute that formed yet. I mean a 5-minute? The 5-minute wasn't until here. Well, there was, yeah, I wouldn't count that. So the 5-minute wasn't until here. So we were good on that 30-second long until this high. Right? Is that what you're talking about? Because there's no 15-minute up here. So yeah, I think you could have taken that if you wanted to. And the 15-minute wouldn't have mattered because it didn't actually form yet. Yeah, the leg itself, it doesn't matter, right? That the move up here is us rebalancing that leg, right? That's us filling the inefficiency. So if you want to take that with that idea in mind, like this is a retracement leg that could potentially turn into a reversal if we get the CISD, you can do that. Well, especially when we get like, good momentum off the low, it's a super reaction, right? Like this, the only time that matters is when the fair value gap actually forms, right? Because the fair value gap is what's going to dictate order flow, not the price leg, right? What do you think about the 3 minute at 12:39? Yeah, I'm not gonna take that trade during lunch, but it's okay with the SMT. Can I give an example? Okay, like this is the example here, right? Like until we're running into this 5 minute gap here, longs below that wouldn't necessarily be bad, but obviously we want to sweep out the major sell side first. That's not really the best example. Um, okay, so like maybe this. Right, so we have this like 1 minute short here. So we form that. We don't have to worry about price potentially coming back up until we tag this 15 minute that we leave behind, right? So this is like our unfilled gap. So when we get this 1 minute here, we can enter and try and target this. The difference between going back into an unfilled leg, there's no such thing as an unfilled leg. Like, sorry, there's no such thing as like a leg that needs to be filled in. We're either gonna like rebalance a leg and create a fair value gap. Like the fair value gap is like the trigger for like determining order flow. I feel like maybe that's where you're like caught up because the leg itself doesn't matter, right? We're just rebalancing the FEG. So like when we're rebalancing a leg, that's not going to have as much significance as like a fair value gap is because the fair value gap is what drives the market, right? That's what's going to send us from, the inefficiency to the efficiency. When we're rebalancing, that's the market's way of creating an efficient market. When we create a fair value gap, that's where the inefficiency lies, right? So this is technically what the market should be doing, and that's why it doesn't matter as much until we run into the fair value gap. Because then once we tap the fair value gap, we don't know what the market's going to want to do at that point until we gauge the reaction. If we're respecting the 15 minute, I guess. But I mean, yeah, that close is terrible. The short here isn't good either, though, because the target, right? We ran out this low first. So you're targeting a high, actually technically a protected low. So no, the short's not valid because the draw isn't good, right? So that's why I'm saying like nothing was good this morning. It's just all terrible. We do have this short here, and we kind of respected this last gap here, but obviously not something I'm going to take, right? We're just inside the range. Only way I'm taking a trade is if we resweep out sell side or we take out buy side and get a short. No, I didn't take anything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Todd, I think we're just range bound. Like, I really don't think there's anything for us today. Same as this morning. So, like, this 2 minute isn't good. We did rebalance the 15. No, I wouldn't take it. The momentum here is just terrible. Really, really bad momentum. The draw on liquidity is bad. Targeting an SMT, targeting a high resistant low. We haven't swept out buy side. We left behind previous day high. You have like a conflicting draw there. No, no, no. The short we got at the 15-minute BPR could have been caught from the 2-minute IFG at the top. Would be bad because we got speed bumps below. The 2-minute IFG here is fine for like a pattern play, but what do you mean the BPR? There's no 15-minute BPR here. Maybe the 5-minute you meant? Or the 2-minute? Yeah, there's no for value gap. The only delivery we have is this 2-minute, but we failed to take the high here, so it's not even direct delivery. It's indirect. And it's not our typical reversal time. Do you think it made sense to be bullish with the Haley gap as the target? Okay, so if we're looking at price here, us inversing the 1 hour should make us bullish to this high, so yes. This is bullish, right? Putting in bullish PD rays, disrespecting bearish ones. So yeah, it makes sense to be bullish, I think. And then this just makes no sense. Maybe you're talking about this 15-minute BPR, right? We closed above this, so a short here just doesn't make sense. You meant this one, I think. Maybe. Like, this got closed above, so I would never expect a short here. See? No, if we close above the BPR here after the sweep, it's not good. Because that's us disrespecting bearish PD arrays. And when we disrespect this 15-minute, we should be bullish to this high. While still respecting bullish gaps. So like we're respecting this 1 hour gap here, right? And combine that with this lower one. So this whole 1 hour gap in series should hold until we get to this high. If it breaks to the downside, then this is bad price action on the higher time frame. Yeah, all shorts today weren't good is what I'm saying, yeah. Any short today was bad. You should have only been targeting longs. And when price looked like this in the morning and we reversed at 10:30, that was your sign to get off. If you stayed on and you took the 30-second long there after we reswept the low, that's fine. Because you were taking a long that was coming off a 1 hour gap. But I don't think it's that good. Okay, he was live, right? I'm going to teach you guys something. Dodgy was live at the time when he said on Instagram it was all right. No? No, he was already off? What time did he end stream at? 10:30? Jeez. Well, all right. Well, then I guess I can't say it. But basically, if Dodgy didn't take it on stream, it's not a good trade. Most of the time, he will cherry pick a trade to create content on for the day. But like, I don't think he's ever gonna take this. The shorts, the 5-minute short. Wait. What did he say was good? No shorts today were good. Yeah, no, that's not a good play. He's just cherry picking a trade. Which short? Which 5-minute? I think you meant the 2-minute. This one? The only two trades that we can even have a conversation about this morning are the 2-minute and the 30-second long. No, you're good. Okay, so we're talking about the 2-minute short and we're talking about the 30-second long, and that's pretty much it. The 30-second long was like the only valid trade, but I don't think it's that good. The 2-minute short is not a good trade. It's just okay. With the 15-second off open. Now that's a trade. That's not great, but it's not terrible. If we were delivering off of, yeah, the 15-minute, tapped it in the 1 hour, 30-minute there, yeah, 15 seconds, okay. I don't think I would ever take it, but cool. I mean, it's a trade. Like, my dream scenario for the day, guys, was like a pullback to this unfilled 1 hour and then a long from there. Because I didn't like how high up in premium we were for longs. Wait, he's on the 1 minute time frame there. Okay, so okay, that trade I can understand a little bit because at that point, after we've disrespected the 2 minute, the 1 minute idea here is like, okay, we've gotten our CISD. We disrespected a bullish gap there. This would now be like the third PD array breaking, and this broke with decent momentum, and this is a very obvious gap. So like once this breaks, the idea that is like, okay, we should be clear to the low, and there's no reason for us to return to this high because this is efficiently traded. So you can put your stop loss there, right? And you can get good RR. That idea is just okay, but once again, I would only do it as an eval trade because conflicting draws and the entry is in discount. Okay? I would never take that unfunded. What is it based off of? It's based on bearish order flow taking over and the 930 wick being the draw. No, this would be a continuation short. This wouldn't be a reversal short. So our reversal happened up here. We got the sweep, we got the inverse, the 2 minute, right? That was the reversal play. Now, the quote unquote sweep is us tapping into this inefficiency, right? And balancing that. When we balance the inefficiency, there's no reason to go back up. That's the point of like a sweep, right? When we sweep out the high, there's no reason to go back to liquidity that's considered swept, right? That's the whole point. That's why in the inverse model we need to see a liquidity sweep because it addresses the conflicting draw. It's the same idea with us balancing the inefficiency. The balancing of the inefficiency in this scenario is kind of like us sweeping liquidity, right? There's no reason to go back to this inefficiency unless we're going to become bullish because we shouldn't sweep an inefficiency twice, right? I would look at NQM. Yeah, I know. I know. We're like on it. And like tomorrow I'll be for sure switched, but I'm just staying on NQH today because while technically I think this is the right indice, like I think we've rolled over already. Everyone's still on NQH, so I'm just gonna stay on NQH for now. You say we swept at lunch? That's fair because ES also swept. So even if we didn't sweep on NQH, we had the SMT there, so that's still like a liquidity sweep. No, I would never take this on the 2 minute because of the conflicting draw. The only reason why I would have conviction in this short working is because multiple bullish PD rays failed. So like order flow, like there's like enough confluence here to be confident that we're bearish at this point. Why are the prices different on M? There's like slight discrepancies between the contracts from previous to current because the orders aren't the same between the two contracts, right? There might be less selling pressure on this contract than there was on this contract, so we ran the low here. It's not exactly a 1-to-1. SMTs at external lows, I do value more than Dodgy would. I think to me, they're liquidity sweeps. It's like 200 different. Oh, in points. Um, because the futures contract prices the anticipated price of the indice in the future, and so like the market is pricing in a 200 point move by the end of this contract's expiration in comparison to this contract's expiration, right? Like if we look at the current price of like NQ1, I guess it's aligned with the current contract, right? But once the new contract opens, it'll update to that. Whenever this contract expires and rolls over, this contract will take over and it'll align with NQM. That's what this is, B-Edge. Yeah, that's exactly what I said, Fahrenheit. People are pricing in this indice to be higher than the spot price. Like this is spot because this is expiring sooner. It's like what happened with the metals. Like how metal spot were displaced from the futures contract. Right? Are we on the same page? Maybe I have it a little messed up, you know. I'm not like I'm not Wikipedia, that's for sure. But I'll pull it up. No, because the previous day high aligns with the fair value gap. So it's like two liquidity pools in the same spot. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. But it's like it's also a conflicting draw, right? So if we have two draws of like the same magnitude, but there's like multiple liquidity pools, then that the multiple liquidity pools will be more important. Tiago, last week it wasn't terrible. Bias for PM, I don't have a bias. I don't think we get a trade today. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know exactly what it was, but what I mean, there's some reason for this to be higher than this. I mean, that's like basically the gist. Like they're the whoever's pricing these futures, like the demand for this contract or the pricing of it is anticipating a move that's 200 points higher than the current by the time of expiration. It's like the same thing with it's like the premium that you pay for an options contract almost. There's a slight premium here, and then we'll get closer to like a spot price. What's the draw? I think buy side, but honestly, I don't know. I think we're just gonna chop this afternoon. The continuous contract basically just tracks the current expiring contract. All right. Okay. Bookie's long here. And I think the idea is I actually don't know the idea where there's no delivery here to the left. I mean it's kind of like a CISD type play, but we didn't close above the yeah, we have to wait for the 3 minute close. Drama? Ooh, I like that actually. Wow. APOF. Nice little win. Would dream scenario be sweep of AM lows plus 1 hour delivery with an IPG setup towards the hourly ITH being the drop? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, there is a 5 minute there. You're right. It's tiny though. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Do we even have to talk about the TJR situation? Or was this kind of like a duh moment for everyone else? Basically, Metacog, known scammer, is exposed for being a known scammer. That's basically the gist. Uh, Emon Trading. Like, basically everything that Emon broke down, everybody already knew, except for a couple messages from his friends and then him putting together a timeline. Like that was the gist of the video. Basically, a couple of TJR's old acquaintances or friends or whatever came forward and said that basically TJR begged them for money to buy prop accounts when he supposedly was already profitable. And that was like the big bombshell thing. So is he a scammer? Yes, he's a scammer. Everyone already knew TJR was a scammer. This was like, but the thing is, this doesn't add to any like everyone already knew that TJR was a scammer. All this does is just like add more shit onto a pile of shit. It's like, oh, okay, look, it's still a pile of shit, you know? By the way, there's like basically no proof out there that he like quote unquote trades good. Like no concrete proof. Yeah, he live streams. No, it's not enough. I don't think. I mean, at least show a payout, you know? No comment, Usa. Yeah, right. Ryan showed payouts. He's flexed Apex payouts and I think MFFU and the Top Step Live trading thing, and I don't know. He does, he shows, but then he like deletes them very quickly. You have to kind of like be in the know. I guess it's different because like I know Dodgy gets payouts, but like I have no idea if TJR does. Anyway, that's not what matters. This is basically like how you should have known that TJR was like a scammer before like this video came out. TJR was like very blatantly posting rug pull meme coins. If I or anyone else you see in the trading space is promoting rug pull meme coins, they're a scammer. Like that is like the scummiest of the scum thing to do. And then he was promoting offshore brokerages, which are unregulated, and that's pretty scummy. And then he was promoting crypto casinos, which is like bad. Also, Diddy Coin I think was different than what he was trading, but yeah, obviously like with that I wasn't promoting that. I wasn't telling you guys to buy or sell that. I just said I was messing around with that. But yes, I did. The Diddy Coin era was funny. You know exactly, Jason. Like if you guys watch any of TJR's like content or streams for that matter of him trading, like it's pretty clear he doesn't know how to trade. It's 5 minutes printing. Hmm. Maybe. Got some pretty good momentum there. He doesn't even have the Koenigsegg anymore. I thought he sold it. But the Koenigsegg wasn't bought using trading money. The 3 minute inverse. It's just tiny. It's not obvious, so probably I wouldn't take it. Another example. Hmm. Hey, I was in Diddy Coin before TJR, and I told you guys about that. I actually remember when TJR started promoting it as I was in it, and that was like my moment where I was like, maybe I should get out of this. I guess I was in the know, yeah. But I let you guys in the know too. You guys were all, before the pump and dump. You guys were, I don't know. What day was that? Let me figure this out. I'll figure this out. It's so funny. I can't believe we're back on the Diddy saga. Hmm. There's a lot of mentions of Diddy in the Discord. It's actually really hard for me to find. I'll do from reliable Diddy. Okay, okay. Wait. It looks like my first mention of it was 11:20 at 10:17. When were those tweets out? Wait, MM, what are you talking about? Mine was from November. Wait, how was that your first mention of that? That's crazy. Oh my god, it was the same day. Wait, what was the timing on it though? I said it at 10 a.m. What date did that or what time did that tweet come out? Because the timing matters there. Oh, if we don't have a time, I guess we'll never know. Oh, Jason, yeah, for sure. Yes, that's 100% what it is. You should never have any expectations over what your trade is going to be. In the same way that you should never have any expectations over what a coin flip is going to be the outcome, right? I guess I agree with that, right? I mean, we're talking about probabilities here. I mean, if you want to take it a step further, well, the beauty of prop firms really is that you don't even necessarily need to be quote unquote profitable in order to be profitable trading prop firms. Of course, the long term goal is going to be trading a live account and having, you know, something of substance that you're actually like building on, right? But for a lot of people out there, like these people churn accounts and are still profitable trading. And like if they were in a live setting, they would never be profitable. But I mean, that's just like the nature of the beast, right? That was 11:32. Hey, I was an hour and a half early. I'm good. How does that make sense? Okay, so this. Let me explain it. You spend $80 on a funded account with Lucid. You make $2,000 profit after 10 trades, let's say. Okay. You request half of that. You make $900 profit because 10% goes back to Lucid. You spent 80 to make 900. You lose 2K on the next account and you blow it. In a live trading environment, you would be even right now. But in prop firms, you're up $740. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Now, for somebody like me, I haven't been able to buy Apex accounts forever, so those have just been stagnant. Um, as far as like the growth that exists there, right? Like, and then with the Lucids, you know, those are more like churn and burn, and those are more like consistent income, like make 4 to 5K real quick, request a payout, whatever it is. Um, and with Apex, obviously, I have to treat it more slow and steady. So like you kind of have to adjust your trading style depending on the rules of the prop firm, depending on what your goal is, depending on how quickly you're trying to make money. Well, because I don't I don't need to replace those accounts yet. That's what's nice for one, and for two, it's because I have a plan. Fahrenheit, something I can't share, but I have a plan in the works. Yes, a plan. Am I leaving the dungeon? No. What? No. It has to do with Apex and payouts. How much money do you think you would need to start prop firm? 10 mil. Um, yes, because I don't want to add any additional pressure to myself. But the plan right now is about 25% complete. I'll just say that. $30-second long. Maybe. I'd buy everybody in here a beer if I hit 1 million. Sloth, Pride, Wrath, Envy. That's a good one. I didn't even realize Gaggle. Oh, that's not right. And looks like maybe we hit the high. Dude, NQH does not look good. I think NQM is like the actual current contract we're on. This just looks terrible. Yeah, I really do think we're on NQM here. It looks better. Yes, Wick. Yeah. I'm actually gonna make the switch to NQM today. There's too many VIs forming on NQH to be the proper contract. So check this out. APOP, sometimes what they'll do is they'll do like 2 letter words. So like this is NE, right? So it's pronounced any, but it's an N and an E. And then this is ME. This is an M and an E. And then this is NV, which is an N and a V. This is an OK, which is an O and a K. Okay. The state abbreviations thing, I didn't even think about. NE would be Nebraska, right? ME would be Maine. NV would be Nevada. OK would be Oklahoma. Interesting. All right. Yeah, slow stuff. Sure. Traffic. Cool. Silent W. Nice. All right. But yeah, let me know if anything I said about the prop firm stuff or um TJR or anything that we talked about today so far has confused you. If you need clarification. What up, Raid? The liquidity pool. Oh, I guess it was the daily gap. My apologies. I lied. You're absolutely right. I thought they aligned. Oh no, they do align. Yeah, previous day high, right, is there, and then it's the daily gap. So the previous day high aligns with the daily gap. Okay, great question, Raid. I guess I'll respond by asking another question. Oftentimes, you'll see professors or professionals that struggled in their careers or whatever ultimately turn to teaching, right? Does that necessarily discount what those professionals say in the teaching space? Maybe a little, right? Because, like, okay, if this person actually knew what they were talking about, wouldn't they just be going out and doing it? But at the same time, those people have the experience, and even if maybe they're not, you know, as good in the professional world, maybe it's more of a thing of like what you can learn what not to do from them, as well as, you know, learn from the strengths or things that they were able to do successfully. So, you know, maybe ICT is underqualified because he has emotional issues, right? Because he's bipolar or whatever it is, right? And so maybe in theory his concepts work, but he can't execute them himself, right? Does that mean that we just discount everything that he says because he struggles as a trader in one of the hardest professions ever? I don't know. What all I know that I have to focus on is like I have to look at the data that I collect myself and the Dodge collected and determine from that if what I'm trading and what I'm using to make money actually works. And so far, the answer is yes. The data backs it up, right? But that's for each of us to do, right? That's for each of us to determine on our own, right? So that's the way I look at it, right? For me, I believe in it because I have visual proof of it, right? Like I have, you know, data behind it over years and years and years. I have almost 300 streams at this point alone, right? Of me doing this every single day, and then I have, you know, all the data that I've collected from journaling. I have all the backtesting data. Like there's so much data behind everything that, you know, I'm doing here that it's like it's hard for me not to believe that it works. You know, like it's more difficult for me to believe the opposite than to believe the what I have right now. But yeah, no, you guys should always question everything you see in the trading space 1000%, because clearly even the dudes that are, you know, the quote unquote most reputable can't be trusted, right? So always question me, always question Dodgy, always question ICT, question everything, right? And figure it out for yourself. The most trustworthy person is yourself. Am I profitable? Nah, man. Nah, you got me. That video from Emon was pretty douchey. He borrowed 1.5K from a college buddy. Uh, I think that's a valid concern to have if he's saying that he's been profitable since then. Okay, Bookie, since the start of this year, I've made more than 50% of my income from trading. Last year it fluctuated quite a bit because I'm not gonna lie, Black Friday was pretty good. Um, my birthday sale was pretty good, and so like those months, like I way outpaced my trading. But from the start of this year, I've consistently made more than half of my income trading. And if I get another payout by the end of March, I will have done it for now 3 months. So I will probably make more money from trading. If the path continues, I will probably make more money from trading this year than I will from the Discord, by quite a bit, probably 10 to 20% more than the Discord or WAP. And if I reach one of my goals, well then forget it. I mean, it's not even close. I do not have another job. No, this is all I do. What health insurance do I carry? My parents, because I am under the age of 26. But when I turn 26, I'll get on my own plan. What am I gonna do? Well, when I turn 26, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy a private health insurance plan for my business that I will give to both my, I guess, future wife and myself. That's kind of the plan, I think. What up, Taji?
My internet cooked. I forgot.
I don't remember.
We get that story. God. Oh, we're gonna bring
I
it.
don't think it was
But yeah,
very
why not?
good, but I don't
I think
remember.
Chicago y'all did amazing.
When was your cruise?
Um, it was in August. I think it was, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure it was cooked. I swear, I think I just had Ustream because it was just like bad Wi-Fi.
I'm checking right now.
Um,
You think about
yeah.
going on a cruise?
Uh, I don't know. I might just do like a last minute, like 4 day cruise, like just randomly in beginning of April with my friend Josh.
Okay.
It's like we're right here, and I could just do the. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they're not even that expensive if you like just go in the last minute ones that just need spots filled.
Yeah. Um, unless I didn't record it, I have one stream that I covered from. Oh yeah, the 7th, the 6th, the 4th. When was your cruise at the beginning of August?
Thanks a lot. It was like August 11th or something, or around that date.
The week before that I covered like 3 weeks or 3 days. And the 14th I covered. So maybe.
Second to ninth.
Yeah, I covered 3 days for you there.
It was the second. Oh, okay. Yeah, that means it's probably cooked. I wish I could bring my star. Dude, I might like do. I don't even know how to set up the Starlink if I bring it later. I can figure it out to check. All right. Well, I'll let you know.
All right.
All right. Dude, we're passing a bunch of cruise ships right now. That's funny. I'll see you later.
All right, man. Well, that kind of sucks. I was thinking about maybe going to Chicago with my friends, like a huge group of us, the 24th through the 26th, but that's going to be a weekend, so I think we'll be okay. And I think when is Good Friday? Oh, April 3rd. Okay. Sure. Sure, sure. So we stream this Friday, take off the next Friday, then take off the 3rd for Good Friday, then take off the following Friday after that. Hmm. Interesting. When do I come to Chicago? I'm thinking the 24th through the 26th. Nah, Bookie, I would take you to Gibson Spy O'Hare. But yeah, I appreciate it. Maybe we'll do a little meetup in Chicago around that time. I think the problem is I'm just gonna like want to hang out with my friends because I never get to hang out with them since everyone's kind of moved all over the place. But if there's time, I'll for sure do it. Or maybe just like a different weekend because I'm not that far away. I'm only like 3 hours away from Chicago. How do you feel about CISD entries? They're cool. Oh, I would just drive. I would just drive, Bookie. Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe the flights to Chicago would actually be cheaper. And if I'm gonna get a ride. Well, what area? They don't live in Chicago, so I have friends in Iowa, in like the Quad Cities. I have friends in Green Bay, and then I have a bunch of people from Michigan that I'm friends with. So like the central location for us is Chicago. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rent an Airbnb and hang out in downtown for the weekend. We're all gonna like drive and hang out and meet up. That was the goal, but obviously, plans might change if Dodgy needs me to cover or whatever. All right, let's see. So I didn't take the 2 minute BPR because of the previous day high, not because I mean that too. That 15-minute BPR inversing is what makes me bullish to the previous day high, and right, because I think it was on this leg to the left here, or was it? Yeah, it was this leg to the left, right? So this is the previous day high here. When we inverse that, we're bullish to that. So yes, it's both. It's all of it, right? It's the order flow telling us that we're bullish to that previous day high, and it's the draw liquidity up there. Yeah, Michigan, Iowa's a rough one. That's what we did over like last October, November. Me and my buddies drove 7 hours to Iowa and we hung out. Yeah. No, no, I'm in the same idea, Ape Off, and as long as we're still respecting this 1 hour, that's where I think we're going. Murmur, I'll think about it. The problem is I just haven't been very active in AM in the Discord lately, and it's been kind of nice because I found that my trading has somewhat improved. Um, because I haven't been in the streams as much and focused on it, so it's been easier for me to like kind of walk away because like when I'm in the streams in AM, like I'm like honestly, it feels like I have to like answer questions and like hang out and be part of the community, whatever. But when I'm just doing everything on my own and just like kind of going radio silent, I just like just take care of my stuff and then walk away. It's kind of nice. If we have stacked B draws, it acts like A. Uh, Not necessarily it acts like A. Like okay, so let me give you an example. If we have two B draws in liquidity versus an A plus draw in liquidity, I'm going to be focused on the A plus draw. But if we have two B draws in liquidity versus one B draw in liquidity, I'm going to be focused on the two B draws, right? Does that make sense? Like if there's a data wick, that's going to be the focus forever, regardless of how many draws in liquidity we have below that are like B or C or whatever. And then once we sweep at that data wick, okay, now we can go target those draws because those are going to be very strong, right? Multiple liquidity pools, whatever. Um, I don't know if that's necessarily a mistake. I mean, you had the right idea with previous day high. Even in a scenario where there's two equal draws on both sides, I'm waiting for one of them to get swept out. So I don't think you made a mistake this morning. I think that was right. I think this morning was just a no trade day. I think today in general is just a no trade day. I mean, maybe you take the 1 minute there, but I don't know. It's just okay. The momentum on the close is so bad. Like I don't know. I'm never taking a trade with that bad of momentum probably. But hey, I guess it worked. Remember, the thing is, I like streaming Fridays sometimes. It's just I don't like streaming it on OPEX and quad witching. So I have to be smart about how I schedule this next quarter to make sure that we're not on quad witching and OPEX because those are usually not the best days. But like sometimes like when we have like NFP on a Friday, well we have an NFP on every Friday, but sometimes when we have NFP, we leave the data week behind, and we come back and we hit that for PM and we get like a massive move. Like Fridays are sometimes the biggest days for PM because we'll be like coming into the weekend and there'll be war news or there'll be something. So like it can be good. But Dodgy does take trades like that. Like this sometimes if the draw and liquidity is very good, but when the draw and liquidity isn't that good, he won't take it because the momentum is always going to be a concern. War always Saturdays, yeah, but the war rumors start Friday. There will be something like Trump will come out at like 2:30 on a Friday and be like, we're actually going to take over the Strait of Hormuz this weekend, or we're actually going to do this. We're actually having very good talks, and then it's that Saturday. Oh, we just struck an island or whatever. How do you guys feel about that? By the way, remember how a few weeks ago I said this wasn't about weapons of mass destruction. This wasn't about a religious war. This was all about oil. Isn't it funny how this week we we or not we, but Iran says that they will allow passage through the Strait of Hormuz if they trade in Chinese yuan. I mean, of course, that's exactly what the war is about. The whole thing with Venezuela, with Iran, eventually Russia, it's all about oil. It's all about the maintenance of the petrodollar. We blew up an elementary school for the petrodollar. For what? Last Friday was good. I kind of felt bad that I wasn't there for that, but I mean, did anybody like take the 5 minute that like I mentioned in chat? I don't think I added anyone, but I was like pretty active in PM that day. I just was not feeling good, guys. And like I figured since it was already a day that we were supposed to take off, like there wasn't going to be that many people there and you guys wouldn't mind, but I wanted to at least get that out because I mentioned that trade a couple times. Like I knew that that 5 minute was going to work there as soon as we took out that low. But yeah, it went for like 60 points, so I figured, there was at least a good scale there. But yeah, no. No, I don't love it, Murmur. I I hate that I'm having to pay taxes to have something like that happen, but I don't know what to do. I would be an expatriate if not for my girlfriend, for sure. Speaking of taxes, I got the numbers back from my CPA, and he actually did a really good job. I'm somehow walking away with way less, or having to pay way less than I thought I was going to have to pay. So, um, I recommend getting a CPA. It's definitely worth it. I'm saving like literally 10 grand. It's actually crazy. Like 25% off my taxes, like just like that. It's crazy. Or what I thought I was gonna have to pay. Closed above the 15 minute. Did we close above the five? The five here is the last thing we need, right? Because we've respected it so algorithmically several times. Also, Fahrenheit, thank you for putting me on to everything once again. The resident CPA. Closing above the 50 minute here should say that we go to this high and then ultimately close over the 5 minutes. So I do think we're going to go for buy side now. We might get a nice reaction on the daily civvy. I'm not going to lie. Like usually when we tap into 4 hour daily gaps, we get like a nice 50 to 100 point move. So we definitely could get a short coming into the end of the day here. It would also be PO3. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for now is like a potential dream scenario. But I don't know. We'll see. It'll completely depend on the reaction. Well, here's the even worse part than that, right? The people, the vets that go to war are mostly doing it for money. I mean, of course, you have like the generational, like, war families, right? That like their dad and their uncle and whatever was in the army, so you have to and whatever. But most of the people that are going in the military are just poor, right? And they don't have another out, and they're, you know, just doing the bidding of the rich, right? I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, but that's the reality. And they come back and they're disabled or mentally distraught or whatever. And most veterans are actually usually against, you know, war starting, right? Like these Iraq veterans or Vietnam or whatever, like are all very upset that this war in Iran is starting because they know of all the terrors of war. But like when they're initially, going into boot camp, Miramar, like they don't, I mean, maybe they have some semblance of it, but like most people are just doing it because it's like almost like another job to them, right? I don't think their goal is to go in and just slaughter like, innocent civilians, right? It just kind of it ends up happening, and it's terrible that it happens, and obviously there should be things in place that shouldn't happen, but I'm not placing the blame on the poor civilians that are just basically products of the system. I want to place all of the blame on obviously the leadership and the billionaires that are ultimately running it. And ultimately, some of those people who you're calling terrorists end up doing good things for the world, taking out people that are terrible, that aren't doing any good. Yeah, I would be careful saying that, Murmar. What good things? Well, for one, killing terrorists. Give examples. Okay, Russia trying to invade Ukraine and take over a sovereign nation and fighting against Russia, which, I mean, they're obviously not a good regime. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's get off this conversation. This isn't going anywhere, bro. Let's just chill. All right. I don't think it's just okay. Yeah, we're just gonna get off the conversation. You said the 5 minute is the last close you're waiting for. No, we have not inversed that 5 minute at 10:25. All right. How do you feel about the new contract hitting the daily and then having a perfect rejection off that? Always, that's what I'm saying. Inject Inception. That's why I don't even want to trade today because the current contract is like gonna be different than the few or the what's it called, the old contract, and so you're gonna have discrepancies in price levels and whatever. That's why I just find it's easier just not to trade today and just wait for like tomorrow or something. Like we have the daily high here on NQH. It should align. I don't know why it wasn't lined up right. Okay, so that's in the right spot. Never mind. But yeah, basically, I think both indices, both contracts are going for this high, and all it's going to take is the 5 minute breaking here. So we have to wait. See if we've closed above. No, we haven't. Okay, so we have to wait another, I guess, 4.5 minutes for this to close above. But yeah, no, I wasn't trying to start anything. Oh, here's another thing. I'll give you an example. I know that we're supposed to be done, but here's an example of something good that the military does. Anytime there's like a natural disaster in the U.S., the National Guard gets deployed to do cleanup, and that is a responsibility of the military. So that's like one example of how they're not necessarily terrorists, right? I'm a little passionate and invested in this conversation because my girlfriend's brother is in the military, and um he's in the National Guard. So in a way, you saying that like the military is just full of a bunch of terrorists is like, yes, I understand the sentiment. I get where you're coming from. Obviously, the U.S. military and overall the U.S. doesn't do the greatest things internationally and geopolitically, but I can't connotate her brother with being a terrorist.
Yo,
What up, dude?
uh,
Sorry,
calls here 0 GTE.
you're cutting. Oh, you're buying 0DT if the 5 minute
I'm
calls
trying
are
some
low.
lotto call. Yeah,
Okay, cool. Sorry.
complete lotto. I'm letting him go to 0, and I'm only. Oh, you guys. Nah. Yo, I'm in. Yeah, we have dinner. Yo, I'm in $120 worth of lottos here.
Okay.
I took the one out of the money. I took the whatever the next one is for like $60. I bought two.
Okay.
So we'll see if I get lucky or not. But these are fire.
Dude, have you been buying Bitcoin?
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch. I don't know.
Really? Okay. I've been buying it and
Why?
I'm up right now. I've been buying this
I
whole
don't like
dip.
Bitcoin, bro.
Fair enough, fair enough.
No, these are good. I have BTCI. That's it.
Hmm.
All right. Well, wish me luck. Hopefully we start exploding. If not, then whatever.
Good luck, man.
All right. Peace.
Peace. Guys, should I take the same contracts as Dodgy? I think he's in 602s here. Maybe if it goes over the 5 minute. Am I playing a trade tomorrow? Yes, I'll trade tomorrow. But I don't know. Tomorrow's a no trade day. We have FOMC the following day. We'll just see. I'll be cautious. I'm just gonna be cautious this whole week. Next week we'll be back to business as usual. I contract rollover is always not a great week for me, so I'm just trying to be careful. Wait, a long could be good if we sweep some liquidity. I think longs are only. I mean, I wouldn't take a long this high up, to be honest. It would just be like Dodge's lotto play, right? The key here is going to be us inversing that 5 minute. So once we get over to that, I think we'll be in good shape. Guys, what if we just chop sideways for the next 6 years, like how it was like after the dot-com bubble? All right, let me run the daily bandle. Oh, so 2013, a billion views. It's a little quiet, right? So rejecting the 5 minute again. I don't know why Dodgy always enters options early. Like, what if we just reject the 5 minute now? What was the drum? Oh, sorry. I got distracted. Let's see. It kind of sounds like Katy Perry, maybe. Maybe not. I think it is Katy Perry. Price tag? I'm telling you, this isn't price tag. It's definitely Katy Perry. It's like the one that got away, right? How does song go? Is that it? Maybe it is Jesse J. I'll look it up. You think this is price tag? No. What is it called? Oh, that's the name of the song. I guess it's not that. 2013. I guess it's too late. Welcome, Monkey Man. Thank you for joining us. It's those chords? Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's the same chords. And it's the same tempo almost. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Oh, it might be Miley. It might be. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, Plyo. Okay. Am I taking a trade today? No, unfortunately not. I don't think I'll be taking a trade today, Monkey Man, because contract rollovers today. And so there's like price discrepancies between the two contracts, the current and the following, or the current and the past, whatever you would consider it as NQM and NQH. And so liquidity levels are weird. Overall, we're just chopping. There's not really good momentum here. I don't really love the draw on liquidity, but I think we're going to buy side. But the problem is we need price to close over this 5 minute to confirm it because we've so algorithmically respected it all day. Even right now, we're rejecting it. So that's about it. But yeah, in the meantime, I try and entertain the people of PM while we're waiting for something to happen in the market. So we play this game called Bandle where basically we get more and more stems and we try and guess what the song is, you know, under the amount of, I guess, par, right? The amount of instruments that are added to the song. The start sounded like price tag. I don't think so. Price tag. I don't remember how that song goes again, but maybe you're right. All right, do we have anything else to do here with Bandle? Oh, we have one song here. 2005, part two. Now this is very 2000s. But I see electric guitar, strings, bass. Do you think I don't think Drake had songs coming out in 2005. Wait, you think it's Hotline Bling? Yeah, no, definitely not. Not Hotline Bling. I think that might have been a joke. All right, let me skip it. Not Taylor, I don't think. They see me rolling. Yeah, that's what it is. Thank you. What is that called? Um, nah, I was about to do the Weird Al one. Is it Ludicrous? That's what I thought it was. No, it's not Ludicrous. Riding Dirty, is that it? Yeah. Is it this one? Yeah, okay. There we go. Chamillionaire. Okay. All right, all right. 80s hits, sure. Is this yeah, I'll let you guys guess it. I'm pretty sure I have it. But 82 million seems low. Does anybody have it? I think this is Dance with Somebody, right? By Whitney Houston. Oh, maybe it is Let's Dance. It could be Let's Dance. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. That makes more sense. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, because yeah. Yeah. Good job. All right. I think that's it. So we're caught up there. Now what, like Housel maybe? We have a short setting up here. By the way, Dodgy calls are getting wrecked right now. R.I.P. Bro just turned profitable on options and now he's about to go back to negative. 2.55? Really? I mean, I would guess it. It could be. I have no idea where in Louisiana. I don't think that. I think this is like 5 at least. Maybe like 4 or 5. Start there. Oh my god, maybe Apoff was right. We're gonna go back. No. Okay, okay. So we're between 2.5 and 4.5. Damn, this is a lot of house. 28 miles to New Orleans. Okay. 8,800 square feet. Oh, that's a very large bathroom with a TV above the bathtub. Interesting. So like 3.7 maybe. Oh my gosh, that's kind of a bargain. 5 beds, 5.5 baths. Maybe like 3.29999. Oh my gosh. 2.9? Oh my gosh. It's gonna be like 2.750. 2.8. I would buy that house at 2.8. But then you have to live in Louisiana. Well, that was something. All right. I guess we're just going to be back to focusing on the chart. Any questions from anybody? Let's see. We kind of covered all the hot news. We talked about the war. We talked about TJR. We talked about ICT being unprofitable. What else? What did I miss? What do I think about the fact that we swept internal liquidity and delivering off the 15-minute? We could only have a very nice 5-minute gap we could potentially inverse. So, delivering off the 15. I don't see delivery off the 15 here, right? When we inverse those 15-minute gaps, we're no longer delivering, okay? Because they're no longer valid. Like these, you can almost forget out of your mind. We are delivering from the 5-minute, but because we failed to sweep the high, it's technically indirect delivery, right? So indirect delivery isn't as good, and I don't like the bear straws and liquidity. So I wouldn't be looking for shorts here. Now, if you're talking about delivery for the 15-minute for longs, well, then I might be stupid, and that's probably what you meant. But at the end of the day, the only thing I care about is this 5-minute gap breaking. So even if we inverse this 5-minute, I wouldn't be looking for longs until that 5-minute above breaks. Yeah. The 5-minute broke on my end. Not for me. See, we failed to close above it here on NQM, and then I think we didn't close above it on NQH. I might be wrong. I definitely might be. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this. We closed above on NQH, but NQM failed to close above, and we reject. So Ryan took the options play on looking at NQH because we closed above, and then it failed because we actually never closed above on NQM. This is why I don't trade on the options rollover, or I mean, contract rollover day, because you get scenarios like this. By the way, we are on NQM. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, just look at the VIs that we're getting on NQH versus the current contract. Like these are both the 5-minute chart. We have a VI here, VI here. I think there's a VI. No, there's not a VI in this spot. I mean, it's way tinier. So like there's clearly less volume. I think this chart looks cleaner. I think NQM looks cleaner, and Tradeovate also had me switch when I logged in automatically, and usually they're pretty right about it. So I think we're on M, even though the continuous contract is H. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure we're on M. Tomorrow we will 100% be on M, but just for today, well, I'm not really certain. I'm just not touching the markets today. Wow, I'm actually really glad that we got this as an example. Wow, because if we do close above that 5-minute and we had the sweep plus 15-minute delivery for a long, I think if we close above the 5-minute on NQM, we should be in good shape. Even like right now, potentially there might be a play. Did I miss it? No, I didn't. Okay. So that's a lot of momentum coming up here. We'll see. I think eventually this long works. I just don't know when. I think it'll be once the 5-minute closes above on NQM, but I don't know. Has anybody else been buying Bitcoin during this dip? I'm kind of scared because it's like I still want to buy. Oh wow, what is happening? All right, ready? Q Dodgy rejoining the call in like 5 to 10 seconds. What was this? This had to be news, right? There's the daily. See, I knew we wanted buy side. I knew it. Oh, it might have been Nvidia news. Let's see. Yeah, dude, you just got so lucky on Nvidia news. Dude, that was all Nvidia news. That's so funny. Dude, you call up what's his name? Paul, Peter? Who's your friend Tuckman? Peter Tuckman? Did he tell you to log there? Okay. That's funny. Yeah, Nvidia news. Crazy. Oh my gosh. Nvidia's saying they're gonna have $1 trillion in revenue in 2022. Or 2027. What am I saying?
However,
All right, let's see. We might have a god tier short here coming off the daily gap that we just tapped. Well, I couldn't have predicted NVIDIA news, but hey, I'm glad you guys got that one. Dang. NVIDIA news, huh? Alrighty. Hey, I guess. So already coming off the daily gap, remember how I said when we tap the daily gap, we're going to see like a 50 to 100 point reaction? Already we've gotten a 70 point reaction after tapping the daily. So maybe the play there was just, soup the daily gap and take a short. Okay. What do we think about the short here? The 2 minute? Yeah, it'd have to be the 1 or 2 minute. Swept out buy side. We can now target sell side. Dude, huge stop loss though. Huge stop loss. Be better if we got a confirmation setup short. Wow, this looks very V-shaped. Why is it dumping so hard? Jeez. Yeah, 80 point stop loss. My goodness. It's not even 1 to 1 to PM low. It's 1 to 1 to lunch low. It's just better here to get a confirmation setup. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a confirmation setup before we take something like this. This is too big of a stop loss for not enough risk to reward. But yeah, obviously this would be A plus, right? Like the mechanical model. If we close below this tiny 2 minute gap here, this is A plus. Does anybody here trade the Tradeify Select accounts? Just past 5 of them. Travis, they're not 40% consistency, right? On eval. That's only the gross, right? Oh, they are? Okay. True, true, true. Just don't make more than 1,000. Yeah. The profit target being only 2,500 is kind of nice. They're definitely like kind of like my number two behind Lucid, just because of price. But honestly, they seem pretty good. We could potentially form an OB before going lower, maybe, and then we could move our stop loss above that OB, and that would tighten up our risk, making the play a little better. Could I or rate the trend line on the 4 hour? Oh, I see. You mean like there. This C. Right, you meant like this. It's just 3 touches, so it's not that good. Yeah, it's not good. It's just okay. It's actually not even okay. It's bad. I lied. I wouldn't consider that trend line liquidity. Guys, does anybody have FOMO about the long in there? Yeah, no, I don't either. Because the only reason why that long worked was because of Nvidia, dude. It's like I have zero FOMO. What am I supposed to do? Like, you know, I had no idea Nvidia was gonna come out and say, "Yeah, we're gonna make $1 trillion in 2027." Like, okay, Ash, for sure. Like, how is it that Dodgy gets so lucky every single time on like the trades he's in? He joins, he's like, "Yeah, I'm taking this long," and then like he gets Nvidia news. Like, if that was me, we would have like bombed Iran if I would have said that we're taking, calls here or whatever. It's because of my sister. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Screen time. That's so funny. Oh my goodness! I was responding to Dodgy's thing and I missed it. Well, I guess there's the break even. The 1 minute triggered, and this is like the idea, but I guess it's just gonna end up being a break even trade anyway. Yeah, break even trade. I think, right? Oh, we made equal lows. Maybe you don't go to break even at equal lows. Ooh. Hmm. Maybe I'll take this on an eval just, to catch the move. Just to say I did something today. So yeah, I'm gonna try this on eval just because we left the equal lows, even though it's technically already invalid. I'm just, gonna have my stop at the top of the OB there, and not gonna take this with a bunch of size. Just an eval play. Obviously, I know it's invalid, and technically it's a already a break even play, but I just want to see if the short plays out here to maybe like PM low or something, and I think if we base our stop on the OB there, it is 1-to-1. So this will kind of be my idea. Obviously, you can hold out for AM low here. I mean, obviously, we're coming off of a daily gap. This is a pretty bearish reaction. So we'll just see here. But yeah, most of the time I won't go to break even if we make equal lows. In this case, because we dropped 30 points, I actually think it makes sense to go break even. And that's just pretty unlucky that we dropped 30 points and it just comes right back to the entry. So we'll see. We'll see if this ends up being the right decision here. But now if I were to go break even on this play, I probably wouldn't go break even until we resweep those equal lows. And then I would just, for me, I'm going to get out everything at PM low because I'm in this with, a little bit of size for an eval, but we'll see. Ideally, we should not break these two fair value gaps, so I'll probably cut if we violate those because this would actually be like technically a log setup, I think. We shouldn't violate a bearish fair value gap and an order block if we're to remain bearish. So we'll see. We do have these good equal lows. So probably going to be the draw on liquidity. I don't think it makes sense to come back up before we take those out. All right. I might make a game time decision here. I don't think with this much momentum, I want this to come back. What do we think? Should we go break even there at CE of the wick? This is up about 15 points. I don't think I want this to come back. I think this should just dump. Yeah, it's up 20 points. I think going break even there is fine. If we pull back before then, that's probably not a good sign. Like to the entry. I'm in from like 3-11 or 9-11 here. Wait. Yeah. And then obviously if you guys want to scale at the equal lows, you can. I'm in this with one mini, so there's no reason for me to scale here. I'd have to like re-enter on micros and I'll just see it through, whatever happens. What did I say? I said I was in this with a mini. You can scale at the equal lows if you want, but I'm not gonna because I'm just in this with a contract and I don't want to mess around. Is this an eval play for me? This is an eval play for me. Um, just because technically this trade was already a break even. The initial play is a funded play if you want it to be, but unfortunately it would have been a break even unfunded. So I just re-entered it because I have conviction anytime we create equal lows at the quote unquote break even target, that those will get reran. So I'm also not logged in on my fundeds right now because I wasn't expecting a play, but we got one. So We did get the short from the daily. Um, the low here for PM is 6.7. So if you want to take profit maybe a point or so above there, you can. Let's see. Let's see. A little more juice there. Like 10 more points and we'll be good. Are we running into like a 30-second gear to the left? Oh, we kind of are. Um, Yikes. I didn't see that. Okay, so we really need to break through this 30-second. This is the last gap in the leg. It's going to be pretty important. We might get stuck here. I hope we don't. If this 30-second concerns you, I think it's up 1R, so you can full TP here if you want. Yeah, this is struggling. What do I do here? I think I'm just going to TP here if this goes down like another 3 points. Or I'll just like have my limit set so that like if we re-hit this low and it comes back, I'll just get knocked out. Yeah, this is really getting stuck in that 30-second. I'm glad I caught it at least, so like you guys can make the discretionary decision here if you want to cut it or you want to try and hold for the low. I think cutting it after being up this many points is fine. Like you're gonna miss out on 10 points here, but you don't want to give back the whole position, you know. And the last gap in the leg in a BPR is usually going to be a spot that's going to be hard to get through anyway. So definitely should be scaled. I think though, definitely if you're gonna try and hold for the low. All right, SMT there we just made with ES. ES to reswept the low. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay, so I'm okay with that. Um, Covered for some, but that's gonna happen. That's definitely gonna happen when we're stalling in that 30-second last gap like that. We get the SMT. That makes sense. That makes sense. So, hey, you know what? Good scale. I'm glad. I'm glad. We caught that in live time, so you could make the discretionary decision there. But yeah, how many of you guys took that one? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I like the equal lows there. I like the reaction of the daily. Made sense to me. Pretty V shape. Nice OB. You should have told us to cut. I'm never gonna tell you to cut a trade early. Just so you guys know, I'm never gonna sit in here and be like, "Listen, cut now," because if I tell you to do that and the trade dumps, you're gonna kill me. So I'm just gonna leave it up to you. It's your discretion on when to take profits. All I'm gonna do is give you a moment of opportunity in the market, and it's up to you to decide what you do with that opportunity. But I suppose, Lobster, I suppose. Guys, can I tell you a secret? I got break even on that one. I did not cut. Yeah. Only because it was an eval. Only because it was an eval. But if that was a funded play, definitely would have cut. I kind of might have entered on the 1 minute inverse. Was that premature? I just don't like it because the size of the stop loss. But after, like, when we get this entry, I think that's fine for sure. Nah, I got break even on that one. I mean, here's what I would have done here. Okay, I would have cut when we closed above the 1 minute, and then obviously we just get this random candle that spikes 30 points, and it's just gone. So it is what it is. I don't know what I could have done there, unless just cutting the trade early before the low. But I wasn't about to do that on an eval play, so I don't really care. It is what it is. I ended up missing out on, I don't know, 700 on eval, so it is what it is. There's a nice 15-second on the way back down. Yeah, but the risk to reward just isn't there to PM low. And if you're going to take that 15-second, you got to target the high resistant low of lunch low. So it's just not that good of a trade. I think the play here was just, the kind of like CISD slash 2 minute OB, 2 minute inverse, play off the daily gap. But yeah, very typical to see reactions like this off higher time frame PD arrays, like I mentioned, right? The 4 hour or the 4 hour the daily will usually give us, good reactions, good moves down, and then we'll normally see like something happen after that. Yeah, yeah, no. I think that's a good place to end it. I agree with you, Tiago. I mean, there's not probably going to be anything else, right? We got our buy side move, which I was calling for all session. I said I wanted buy side, and then we got the retrace after. So unless this starts to break down even more, there's probably not going to be another entry for us, and I think that'll be it. Do I trade Asia or just PM? So my schedule every day is 1:30 to 4. I trade Monday through Friday. Every other Friday we take off, and then obviously bank holidays, whatever else we take off as well. But we're not bank holidays, sorry. Like when the market's closed, we'll still trade bank holidays. But yeah, for sure, Raid. Hopefully you guys learned something for today. Sorry if like things got a little too political. We'll take a step back from politics for the rest of the week. My apologies for that. And yeah, most of the time when I'm talking about politics, it's supposed to stay related to trading and how that can impact us and the future of like the markets and that kind of thing. But today I got a little derailed, so I'll make sure to refocus for that tomorrow. As far as anything else, um, I guess for right now I don't really have a concrete draw on liquidity. So I don't really know where the market wants to go. I think buy side was the only thing I wanted here. So I think we just wait for structure, wait to see what the market wants to do for tomorrow. And I think tomorrow will be a lot cleaner of a day because we won't have the discrepancies between NQH and NQM and all that. So on that note, I'll talk to you guys then. Peace out, everyone.